Hello, and welcome to another episode of Uncomfortable but Necessary. And today we'll be talking about something very important. Remember that in this space we talk about the truth, unfiltered, straight to the point, and as much as possible with a little bit of emotional intelligence. So in this space, you are not meant to feel offended. You're not meant to feel bad. This is a space that is um, built for your growth, for your transformation. This is where, that truth that other people might even find it difficult to say to your face. This is where you should be open to hear them. All right. So that is why, just like the title of the podcast, these are conversations that are necessary for us, even though they are uncomfortable or they might be uncomfortable. But these are conversations that we need to have amongst ourselves. All right. And today we'll be talking about something very interesting. And I'll be trying to get the best title for this episode. And what just came to my mind is you keep attracting the same kind of people. This is why you keep attracting the same kind of people. It doesn't actually have to be a bad thing. It can be a bad thing probably if the kind of people you're attracting are not the kind of people you want to attract, right? And it can be a good thing if the kind of people you're attracting are the people that should be in your life. These are the people you want in your life. All right, so you will learn in this episode why you're attracting some certain kind of people, and what to do if you do not want to attract this kind of people, and what to keep on doing if you want to keep on attracting the people in your life you have in your life already. At some point in our lives, we need to stop saying that all people are the same. And we need to really ask ourselves why the same kind of people are entering our lives. This often I hear with people having, relationship issues, and probably they're having some kind of heartbreak, expressing heartbreak, or you keep on attracting some kind of business partner that you don't want in your space, or regardless of whatever relationship that you find ourselves, we are quick to say, oh, I'm just attracted to this kind of people, oh, everybody is the same, or everybody is bad, and that's why some people say things like, all men are this, all women are this, because of their own personal experiences. So we need to start being responsible and accountable to, how and why we allow people into our lives. This is not a matter of everybody's the same. It's a matter of how you attract people and the kind of people you as a person tend to attract as a result of how you're living your life, as a result of every other thing that will be discussed in today's discussion. Because sometimes the pattern is not bad luck, it is as a result of unhealed familiarities. I learned that most of the time we tend towards what we are familiar with, and you are attracting these people because they see you as a familiar face, or a familiar person, or a familiar part of their past or their present. They see you as something that look like them, and that is why they are easily attracted to you. The same way when you are attracted to some persons, be it for any form of relationship, business, romantic, any form of relationship at all, acquaintances, you see a familiar thing. You're seeing a familiar being. You're seeing something about them that you can click to, that you can easily, adjust to, that you can easily relate to. Probably something from your past, probably something that is going on with you presently. And that is why we attract people like that. In fact, I often put it this way: energy attracts energy. The kind of energy that you carry as a person, we need to understand that everybody carries some kind of energy. The energy you carry, the energy around your life, the energy around your space has a lot, has a lot to do with the kind of people that come into your space, because it shows what you represent. Sometimes we do not know that the way we speak, the way we comport ourselves, the way we carry ourselves, the way we comment on other people's pages, it's all these things are energy around. It's a personality. You don't, you have so much you have so much power when it comes to your personnel, because you can act it. But when it comes to the core of your personality, sometimes it doesn't ask for your interference, because that's actually who you are. It's not a personnel that you're trying to put to the world. Trying to tell the world, like, this is what I represent. Your personality is the true you. So in all of these things that we do in our relationship with people, it shows forth. It's like an energy around our space. And sometimes when we are not aware of the kind of energy we carry about, we wonder why we attract some certain kind of people. And I'm telling you that the reason why you attract the kind of people you're attracting is not because that is the only set of people available on earth. Sometimes we think, oh, these people are coming to us because everybody's like that. No. And I'm not saying you are a problem or anything. I'm just saying that there are other people different from the set of people in your life, whether good or bad. If the kind of people in your life, in your space right now, are the people you want, that's fine. You are attracting them because you are doing something right. And if that kind of people you do not want, in fact, they're not the people you are praying to have in your space, but these are the kind of people that keep on coming to you, that means there's something certainly happening. It's not because the world is short of good people. It's not because there's no good people on earth. It's not because everybody is like that. It's not because it's not because of those things in your head right now. It's certainly because of you first as a person, what you represent, how you attract the world around you. In fact, outside of people, in fact, things. There's a way you can position yourself in life, and there are just some things that you hardly experience them as a result of right positioning, as a result of how you know your mind works, as a result of where you are in your journey. So I need to first debunk that the reason why the people in your life are there, even though you don't want them, is because that is the way everybody is. Because all everybody is the same. I need to first debunk that. I need you to let that sink. That the fact that the kind of people in your life and the set of people you don't want, and you keep on having them over and over again, it is a lie from the pit of hell that everybody's like that. Nobody is like everybody. Everybody is like themselves. All right, I need you to let that sink in. Another thing I need you to do for me is, sometimes we call it bad luck. See, yeah, in the word of luck, some people, when some things happen, you say, oh, it's good luck. They have good luck. It's luck that is working for them. When bad things happen, you say it's bad luck. Where is the luck coming from? Even though the Bible say time and chances happens to them all, but trust me, we have a part to play in a lot of things, in the grand scheme of things happening in our lives as a person. There are a lot of decisions and choices we make every single day, intentionally or intentionally. There are a lot of things that goes on in our life with our approval, intentionally or intentionally. And that is why you need to start living life with a lot of intention. And you know, be intentional about the choices and decisions, about the things going on in your life. There's some things that you should not see as things that are happening to you. You should be in charge of a lot of things going on in your life. You can be in charge. Because I say a lot of people, living life and all they say is kiss Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, whatever will not be. A lot of things that are in being, that are in existence, because someone somewhere at some point in time made those things be. The earth that we are in right now, the sun we have, the trees, the firmament did not be because they be. It is in existence because a God created them, made them in existence. The salvation we experience is not just free because it was given to us freely. It was free because someone paid the price. So when we start to live our lives in this way, we not just see things as luck. I believe the place of favor. I believe the place of God's help. But trust me, a lot of this thing still has to do with what you do with them, how you got there, what you do. Because sometimes, even when people share some testimonies and they say some things, and they made it look like they did not do anything, trust me, they might have done something. Probably they smiled at the person that helped them. Probably they've, helped in one way or the other, and the law of seed and harvest happens to them. And sometimes it's because we have people that are unable to track what is going on in their life. They are unable to take, an invoice of happenings in their life. So they see some things as good and bad luck. They are unable to, understand the systems that allow those things that be in their life and the things that do not allow those things to be. We need to understand that nothing just become. It always have our approval, our, in fact, even God will, has given man the power of will, the power to make choices and decisions. So at some point, there are a lot of things that are going in our life with our choices, with our decisions. They might be so silent, they might be so minute, but trust me, we all did something sometime at one point or the other that is responsible for the luck that we see, the bad luck that we see, the good luck that we experience. So I need you to come up from this belief that, you know, some things are happening because of bad luck. I have bad luck, or some people have good luck. That is why me, I'm not. No, we need to see, you know, we need to start taking responsibility. We need to start taking responsibility and stop calling everything bad that happened as bad luck. We need to, it's because people don't want to feel responsible. So when things happen, they feel, it's just bad luck. The question is, that business failed not as a result of bad luck. Probably that business failed because you have poor customer service. Probably your packaging is bad or your product is bad. It's not just bad luck. Sometimes we can trace the things happening to us to why and what and how it happened. But because we are lazy, or because we feel, that the things are happening to us, not for us, and we feel we do not have the power to to decide or to, contribute to how things happen in our life, we just stamp them as bad luck. Trust me, you have the power to decide, to make choices, to make decisions. All right, because I've seen people, pray some funny prayer, and it's almost like saying that God just, no. Remember, this is uncomfortable but necessary podcast, right? Because there's some things I'll be saying here that you might not hear me saying my other videos, because probably because some people are not ready to hear those things. Sometimes we make some prayer, and we make it look like we are serving a God that wants us to be lazy, that wants us to depend on Him 100%, that doesn't want us to do anything, that just wants us to just surrender our life to Him. God to tell you how to live your every second, every minute. There's nothing you should do. You don't have the power to make choices and decisions. You don't have the power to make some life issues, some life decisions. God did not ask me to do it. I know God didn't ask me to do it. There's just a lot of. I'm trying to be careful with this subject because I've seen a lot of people in one spot, and not necessarily because God is not speaking, but I've gotten to understand that most of the time they are just comfortable with where they are, and they are not being sincere. They are making it look spiritual, making it look churchy, making it look religious. When they say, God told me not to do it, or God told me to stay here, God told me to wait, and you're waiting and you're not hearing anything, and you're waiting, you don't know why you're waiting, and your waiting is indefinite, you're waiting and you're not doing anything, you're waiting, you're not growing, you're waiting, even in your waiting, and as spiritual you want it to sound like, you're not even praying, you're just waiting. You're not praying, you're not waiting on God by praying, you're not fasting, you're not seeking the face of God, you're not reading your Bible, you're not training yourself spiritually. You are just waiting by being idle. I question those waiting. All I'm saying is that we need to start taking responsibility. We need to really start taking responsibility. Because many people that experience, I'm sorry, I'm going back to relationship again. Many people that experience heartbreak, they think it's a coincidence. Yeah, if it's anything at all that happens to you once, yeah, it can be a mistake. But when it's happening to you more than once, if there's a second time, there's a third time, trust me, there's something you are doing wrongly, or there's something you should do better. There's already a system allowing that thing to reoccur. And if you're not in charge of that system, if you're not taking an audit of that system, if you're not aware of what you're doing that is making that reoccurrence to happen, you keep on blaming God, blaming every other person as bad, blaming all men and all women, even though you're not dating all women. The person you dated is the person you dated. You dated just one person and you're seeing all women. And that is why we keep on, putting our frustration on people that have never hurt us because of one mistake, or because of multiple, mistakes. That if is no when it's that multiple, it's no longer a mistake. It's already a system. It's already something you are used to, you know, unintentionally. You did not plan to, but that is what is happening to you. Because people experience things happening to them multiple times and they still blame people that have nothing to do with it, like their village people that are not even aware that you're existing, Satan that is not even aware that you are existing. We blame a lot of things, governments that is not even aware that you're existing. We really need to start taking responsibility and don't just see everything as coincidence. Something, someone, some situation, somewhere is making that thing happen. And until you find out what, you cannot find out, you cannot know. It will be so difficult to know how to come out of it. All right. Because repeated pattern usually reveals something deeper. When something is repeating itself, it's there's something deeper. It's telling you something is happening here. You need to pay attention. You need to start paying attention to the multiple business failure. You need to start paying attention to the multiple and constant spiritual backlash, or the spiritual retrogression or stagnancy you're experiencing. You need to start taking, responsibility and, paying attention to your health. You are having headache almost every day. You need to start paying attention to your health, because when some things are happening to us, you know repeatedly, it's showing you, you need pay attention. There's something here. There's something here. It's just like a red, button or a click that keeps on appearing, trying to call your attention to something. It's just like when your battery is low or your phone battery is getting low, it starts to remind you. For some person, it reminds you when you're 15%. You say your battery is low, plug charger is reminding you. When it gets to probably 12 or 10, it reminds you again, your phone will soon shut down, plug. That is what is happening to some of us right now. And we will not pay attention until your battery, gets drained and the phone actually shuts down itself. That is where people are not like, oh, my battery is low. Your battery has been low all along. It's just that it was probably saving itself and telling you, if care is not taken, I will likely go off. And because you did not do anything to it, it went off. I think that is something that will help someone right now. There is something going on in your life presently. It's already giving you signal. It's already telling you, with the way you are managing your finance, with the way you're behaving, with your character, there's likelihood that the kind of spouse you are looking for will not come. With the way you are managing your finances, it's like you have to work for at a 70 and you are still doing the hard work. With the way you are managing and you are, doing the things, it's like there's likelihood this thing will happen. It's already giving you signal. But some of us, we will not hear. We will not hear until that thing now happen. Now call it, oh, bad luck, coming from my father's house. Oh, I don't know what happened. You know what happened. Or we say things that, how did that get there? You know how you got there. You got there as a result of the decisions you made or the decisions you did not make. You got as a result of some choices, some bad choices you make, and the good ones you refuse to make. So let us stop all this. I don't know what we call it or what we are trying to do. When we make it look like other people should be responsible for our failures, the first thing to start doing is taking responsibility for that failed business, for that failed marriage, for that failed relationship, for that failed whatever. And first, stop doing the blame game. It's because this person did it. Oh, it's because I need you to really take an audit of yourself. Especially, like I said earlier, if it's happening more than once, then it's no longer a mistake. You are probably doing something wrong. You are probably listening to the wrong person. You are probably taking the wrong advice or counsel. You are probably in the wrong environment. Probably that is why your business is not coming. You are probably, relating with the wrong set of people. That is why, people you call friends and are the one pulling you backward. You are probably doing something wrong. You are probably not doing something right. And if at all you're not doing anything wrong, probably you're not doing the right things. Because it could be in any of these ways. Probably you're doing something wrong and you're doing some things right. So the ones you're doing wrong will eventually also have their fruits to show. And probably all what you're doing is all the wrong things and you're not even doing anything right. And probably what you just need to do is do more right things. So you just need to really know what is going on. And let us stop the blame game, start taking responsibility. And probably from there, um, we can see the systems or the patterns that are responsible for things that are occurring again. Because some things, for example, now, if you're constantly having you're constantly being betrayed by friends, trust me, not everybody cannot be the same. Am I saying that there are no bad persons out there? Of course there are bad people out there, the same way there are good people. Because sometimes things that happen to people happen to them because of their belief. You believe everybody is bad. You believe there's no good person. You believe, there's no honest, loyal, loving, caring friend. You cannot get that kind of friendship. And that is why you can't have it. So you need to start seeing, believing the good things. And peradventure, you grew up, or your what is familiar to you is not, is not what you want to obtain. Like what is obtainable around you is not what you want for yourself. You need to start saying something better. Say for example, you know, you're a young person and you believe, or you're around people that are having marital issues or challenges. I'm not saying marriages are meant to be perfect. I'm saying people that, probably going through one abuse or the other. One uncle that divorced the wife. One auntie that left the house. That is the kind of environment you grew up. If care is not taken, you will think that marriages are not meant to last till forever. If you grew up around people that are having businesses and their business is always failing, and they keep on telling you, that is how business is, you will think business are meant to be short term. You not believe that there's something about legacy, there's something about transferring wealth. If you grew up around, you know, um, people expressing betrayal, you will think that, don't trust anybody. In fact, your people, like your parents, will even tell you don't trust anybody. And we grow up with that mindset. We grow up with that belief that don't trust anybody. And probably that is why even people even say it, I have trust issues. I'm like, is it something to be bold to say that you have trust issues? It is a weakness, yes, but you should work on it. Am I saying you should trust everybody? No. But saying you have trust issues and wearing it like a, beautiful garment of many colors, and saying it as what should be the norm, that is not the norm. So we should be careful about what we see as norms. Because when people say things like, oh, it is normal, so I'm like, is it the normal or your normal? Because some things that we term as normal, or some of the things that we see as should be normal, are not normal things. They are the things that we grew up knowing, or we grew up saying, or we grew up believing, or we grew up hearing, that were instilled to us from society, from our backgrounds, from our national, our nationality, our country, our environment, the people around us, our friends. Those are the things that contributed to you thinking that way. Not because those things are normal, not because there's no other truth aside the truth that you know. And this is the area of, everybody speaking their truth or standing on to their truth. Sometimes what you say as your truth is just some lies you're telling yourself over time, and you just want to just stick to that lie. And because there's narrative, everybody's going towards that, you just keep on, and this is not what you should hold on to. A lot of things you start debunking in your life. A lot of mindset you need to start rewiring, revamping your mind. Because there are some, beliefs that are not helping you, and you're holding on to them. People that are not taking you anywhere, and you're holding on to them. People that are, um during the Talks podcast, it's a live session podcast that I hold, where people ask questions and I give answers to. There's a question someone asked around, it's actually about, to me, I see like a black tax, happening. And this person is just so overwhelmed, and even in that state, she still wants to feel like the messiah. She doesn't want to tell people what she's going through. And I'm like, if you don't tell them, how will they know? They keep on coming, you keep on giving to them. They keep on saying they need this. You say no problem. You said no problem by yourself. So why are you complaining? So we need to get to the place of debunking some, because some things were still taught naturally, probably from when we were young. And probably because our parents do not know better, or society they grew up knowing, or that they grew up in, that was what also passed on to them. So it's sometimes difficult for them to give something they do not have, because you can't give what you do not have. So they only pass to you the knowledge they have. So sometimes black tax comes as a result of, I served my parents, you must also serve me. I took care of you, you must also take care of me, even when they know you can't. afford it yet. And when they are still also in their prime, they can still work. And because they just wanted to just pay back the good things they did by taking care of you while you are a child, they will not want to work, and they believe that is probably their parents did the same to them, they should do the same to you. So sometimes we just, you know, um, this patterns comes from a place of, sometimes it's oral tradition, some tradition that were said to us verbally, they were passed across to us oral. They were said by words. We heard them over and over. It was put in our faces in movies. We see this things happening in our neighborhood. We see people having this kind of mindset. So it's made us believe that, oh, there's nothing else outside of this life. And trust me, you'll be doing yourself a lot of favor when you open up your mind, when you desire growth, when you press for growth and transformation, regardless of where you are, even if you're in the deepest forest or in a desert places, as much as you can listen to me right now. In fact, for you to have the access to hear me, to watch me, I think that's all you need. You just need to consume more content, hear more things that will counter the negative that you're used to, that will override what you've been saying, because you believe those things because you kept on saying them, you kept on hearing them. So when you see something different, you're around people that have failed business. Why don't you just look for people that their business is working? Why don't you hear them speak? Look for their books, look for their, speaking engagements, listen to them, hear their story. You keep on, hearing about failed marriages, and that's why you believe that your own marriage will not work. Why don't you talk to people that are having, good marriages, people that are thriving in our marriage? Why don't you listen to those people? What you don't want for yourself, what you do not want for yourself, do not press for it. Sometimes we don't want some things for ourselves, and that is the exact thing we are pressing towards. You don't want to have a failed marriage, and you keep on saying everything that will make you have a failed marriage. I don't know if that makes sense. You are saying things that is not going to help your situation, and you are now wondering why that thing is happening to you. You already said this business will not work. You already saying it's difficult to do business, and you're now it's because you've seen it, you're saying it, that's what you're hearing, that's what your environment is saying to you, and you're saying it back to yourself. Now you're wondering why what's happening is happening to you. You're wondering why people will not favor you, because you say you can't trust people, because everybody that is making it, is probably seducing other people or sleeping to other people. It's because of what you're, and you're wondering why people will not favor you, people will not help you. It's because you have seen it that anybody that wants to help you has to take advantage of you, have to, take something away from you. It's because they want to use you. And that is why you're not saying, oh, it's because you have bad luck, or the people that when you are because what this thing will do to you is a lot, because you now start seeing people that are actually genuinely doing well, genuinely doing the good things, the right things. You will not want to believe those stories. You feel like, there's something more that they are not telling us. Why do you think there's something more? Why should there be something more? Why is it that there's something more than what they are saying? It's because you've conditioned your mind to, oh, this thing I cannot happen this way. Why would someone just see you and just want to help you? Because you think it's not possible, because you feel everyone is selfish, you feel nobody should be trusted, you feel people are so self-centered, because you feel there's no more good people on earth, because you feel there's no sincere philanthropist that will just want to give you that grant or help your business, because you feel that, or probably because you feel you are not that valuable to be helped. Remember, this is uncomfortable but necessary. These are conversations that no one might tell you, but let me say to you. Sometimes we have those experiences because you know that there's nothing valuable about you. And that is why you find it difficult to attract people of value and substance. Probably because you know that because you've not worked on yourself, because you are not growing in any way, because there's nothing you are contributing to that person, probably that is why you feel that it is unjust for people to invest in you, to value you, to love on you, to see you as the best thing that has happened to them, because you know that you do not communicate value in any way. And probably that is why you need to start living your life differently. Start being a person of value. I would like to wrap up um, by saying this: nothing happens by mistake. If you did not hear anything from today's, discussion, I want you to know that seed time and harvest time. There's one of the things that God said that will continue to happen to earth. It will not cease until Jesus comes. So seed time, it is what you sow, you reap. Be it in words, because sometimes it's funny how some people find a surprise that they are not attracting some things because you're speaking negative of that thing. What you condemn, you cannot attract. What you don't appreciate will not come to you. The wealth, the people, the position, the power that you speak ill of will not work for you. And you're confused as to, you know and it's just the way people just have a lot of necessary nonsense WhatsApp group chats, and all they are doing is they are talking ill of sometimes when I don't really sometimes one of some few times that I just want to just surf the internet, and I'm just scrolling through social media, and I see how that people are just glamorizing their pain. And it's almost like everybody's doing a competition of my pay is more than your pay. And I'm like, is this something to start glamorizing, or is this something that we need to start giving gold medals and silver and the highest painful, I don't even know what to call the trophies. It's almost like there's a battle for, or there's a game going on for who is going through the worst things on earth. And you see people in the comment section, is that one that is doing you? My own is even, I'm like, they're not saying that thing for probably because they want to just relieve themselves, or they are asking for help. Just saying it, making it look like my own is better than your own, that kind of a feel. And you find difficult, this kind of people find difficult to receive help, because trust me, you are not just telling yourself the truth. Sometimes you're already comfortable with what you're going through, because you cannot keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results at every time you do that thing. When you keep on doing that thing, what you are simply saying is that I'm expecting the same results I got the last time I did this thing. That's why I'm doing it again. So anything you are doing right now and you don't like the results, or you don't want the results, and you know that each time you do this thing, this is the results you get, and you don't want it, don't do that thing again. You know that each time you dress certain way, these are the kind of people that compliment you, don't dress that way again. Because some people just say, people just keep on harassing. This is not to say that people that harass people is, I'm not trying to make anybody look like the bad person here, but I'm just saying that sometimes there are just some, you need to understand that some things that can contribute to some things happening to, that can bring about a result. Nothing just happen. There has to be something that you as a person can do. Sometimes it's not always about the other person that they should do something. Sometimes probably your own change can even provoke the other person from changing. For example, now we blame our government, we blame our leaders, and a lot of things has been happening. I'm like, this has nothing to do with the government. This is an individual problem. In fact, the government are not even aware of what you're talking about, because this is not a government problem. I shared a frustration sometimes this week or last week about how that it's now a thing. when you go to a place, probably as a philanthropist or an NGO or someone that just wants to, that has a good, that wants to just do anything for a community, and you will see all these talks, all these area people coming out, and they are saying, no, you can't do that thing here, you need to give us something. And this thing you're doing, probably let's say you want to drill a borehole for them, or you brought some food stuff for a community, or you want to help the youth of the place, or you want to do some kind of educational or vocational training for them, and you see these people saying you will not do it. And this is not because you did not go through the proper or right way. Probably you even see the community heads, they've given you, you're welcome, do what you want to do. And but this area people will say, Adugbo and all of this. I'm like, of what use have you been to that community? And you're here telling me is your community. Of what use? And they are stopping you from even, and I'm not, it's not like I'm a member of the community. So sometimes what we see as a problem, or is it about some experience I have with some vendors, some business owners? Yeah, I understand that sometimes it's not the person that owns the business that you're directly dealing with, but most of the time, especially for small business owners, when you're dealing with a business, you're actually dealing with the owners. That's what one thing I've noticed. Especially even when you are placing your orders or you're chatting, most of the times is the owners that you're chatting, especially for small business owners. And I see how they go about. Sometimes I'm probably asked some question about a product, and probably I can see you don't even know what you're talking about, or you don't even know how to communicate, or you're just using the one word. Imagine me telling you, okay, I saw this on your page, I saw this other page. Can you tell me the difference between the two products? And like, anyone you choose is fine. It just imagine that kind of, and I'm like, okay, anyone I choose is fine. I'm asking, you're the one, send this product. I actually expect to actually know what you're selling. Or probably, some people that are nonchalant, for some time I had someone doing some things for me in my business, and I'm like, I like updates. Even if what you're doing is not yet ready, even if especially when the timeline you've given elapsed, and you're not, you know, telling the other person, oh, I'm sorry, this is what happened. This is why your work is not yet delivered. You're not communicating. Well. And you're wondering why I will not come again. Why I'm not coming again. That is not a bad luck. That is not government happening to your business. That is simply a communication, a lack of communication skill. That is actually a bad, interpersonal, relational skill. That is a bad communicator. That is a bad way of doing business. And some of you that have business, you will not check on your customers. I'm not saying just people that just buy one time. If there are people that just buy one time, you need to remind them, oh, take your shopping with us the last time we've not heard from you. Check on your customers. You think it's only your boyfriend and girl you should check on. This is the time you need to check on the customer, because almost everybody now is having a side hustle, doing one business or the other. So these are the days that you are the only one doing the business that you're doing. Now you have a lot of competitors you are not even aware of, and you are there saying people are not coming back. You're having new customers, but your new customers are not returning customers. All that you're always having are new customers. So there's something is wrong. Have you asked for feedback? And when you ask for feedback, I hope the feedback when people give you, I hope you actually, because feedback is what is giving back to you, and it's something you should cook with, cook on it, and this is now to what will determine what you will do the next time. Not that I'm giving you a feedback and this is the same thing you are doing again, and now expecting me I should give feedback. So people are not, they will ask for the feedback, and they are not, that they are not ready for the feedback they're asking for. So some things we say as good luck, bad luck, people are bad, the country is hard, the government is this, why am I actually this kind of people? No, I want big contracts. The reason why you don't have those big contracts is because I just told you now, you are doing something wrong. You need to take a self audit. If you will not take anything from this, podcast, this is my challenge. I think we're going to have a part 2 of this, because I'm not done with this subject. We're going to have a part 2 of this. So if you're constantly attracting some kind of people, or you're constantly having a repeated experience and it is not what you want for yourself, you need to take a self audit. Let the other person rest for now. Skip the blame game. Oh, this happened because, oh, he caused it, oh, he aggravated it, oh, he was said something provoke. Enough of all those grammars. I need you to take a self audit, and you need to be sincere and truthful to really ask yourself questions no one will ask you, to really ask for yourself, be truthful, because the thing is that some of the times we know what's really happening to us. We are not just comfortable in saying we are wrong. Or we're not just comfortable in saying, oh, I did this wrong, oh, I made the wrong decision, or I made the wrong choice. It's okay to make wrong decisions. The most important thing is you identify and you're willing to do better. I think I'm going to stop here for this episode. So look forward to part 2 of this. Trust me that there's more that because a lot of things is going on in our world, in our lives, in our relationships, in our finance, in our business, and we are wondering, why am I having these results? Why are other people having these results? And this is not what I want from this, and it keeps on happening. And that is why we are having this series. It's going to be a series. So watch out for the part 2 of this. And yeah, that is my assignment for you. Do a self audit of anything going wrong in your life. In fact, the right things are happening. You also need to know the favor you explained the last time. Why did you think that person favored you? You need to really think about it. I know it's spiritual, it's a spiritual question, I know. But probably you smelled nice that day. Probably you spoke well. Probably you dressed well. Probably you smiled back at the person. Probably you had helped them at the gate. You did not know they were the person you helped. Trust me, there have to be something you've done somewhere. And I'm not saying this to cancel out, this supernatural or, the divine way of orchestrations. I'm not saying you always have answers to everything. I'm just saying most of the time, these things are some patterns, are systems that are responsible for some outcomes. And until we understand those systems, we just keep on living life and saying, que sera, que sera. So until we know what works, we will not know what does not work. And until we know what does not work, we just see everything as a gamble and a game. Life can be predictable. Your next relationship, your next, or how your marriage is going, you can predict if it's going to be a successful one. With the way you're running your business, you can predict if it's going to last and you can pass it on to the next generation. You can predict if the way you are handling your finance or your wealth is something that you can transfer, or is something that cannot even sustain you. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I believe this has added a value or the other to you. And feel free to share your thoughts with me in the comments, and share, like, and subscribe if you're yet to, because you don't want to miss the subsequent videos. I know the exciting, engaging, and life transforming content that I share on this space. Until I see you on my next video, do have a blessed one. Bye.